Okay, so after that endless barrage of pointless exposition, and now we can finally get on with the fucking story. Hopefully.
About time.
But the burden will be too much for her.
Yeah,
Vanille
we
will die.
know.
Not just that, too.
Where do you come from, Mark?
Not just that, I failed to realize why Vanille dying is a bad thing.
I'm sorry, I blinked out. I forgot. When did Mog got about the Ark?
No, remember, Teo.
Hope
He showed up at the end of the last part, remember, Teo?
I completely forgot.
No, they never explain how he got here, though. Basically, he's just taking Hope's place.
It's basically, Teo, because remember, we still need someone to act as the shopkeeper. So here's Mug.
Sarah would say, Kupo. She wouldn't hesitate.
What's that gesture? Like he's spazzing.
Yeah, that animation is terrible.
I know. She's always been like that. If someone needs saving, she just goes ahead and does it.
No, seriously, all you need to do is let Mog just float randomly, and that would work fine with what he's saying. You don't need.
Look at that, it's repeating itself. It's not even a circle between 1, 2, 3 scheme. No, it's the same identical one.
They look like they're trying to fly, but they can't.
She'll come back.
The world end is coming. Are you ready for the final day? Alright, time to save reluctantly Vanille.
I'm sure things will be just.
Oh my god, this screen.
Seriously, this is your loading screen?
Again, like a late PS3 game, which shouldn't have this problem.
It loads worse than Sonic 06.
Not just that, again, it's also on the 360, it's still one disc, so it shouldn't even have that much of a problem, because it all fits in one disc anyway.
The final day.
24
hours remaining.
Children of the light.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this. Yeah, basically, out of nowhere, this story arc will pull a mini antagonist on its own right at the end, for no reason.
Because drama and conflict too.
Oh no, people are dying.
It's not even just that, Teo. What baffles me the most about this particular cutscene we're watching right now is Lumina's behavior in this cutscene, because it doesn't really make any sense. It doesn't lead to anything.
What exactly is even happening?
Remember, it's the final 24 hours, so basically the chaos is intensifying, thus more monsters appearing and consuming more people.
So why does this religious society that Vanille's working with want to wait till the last day to do it?
Because it's the closest one to the actual purge, so I guess.
What good is that going to do then? I thought it was
Remember,
about...
dispelling huge quantities of chaos will make God's work easy, technically.
But wouldn't it make more sense to do it like in bursts so that they could have a better collective as opposed to doing it the last day? Because after the last day, that's it. No more trying to do it again. So for all they know, it could just be a pitiful amount and that'll be all.
As we will see in a second, Java, trust me, the heads up of this cult are stupid nonetheless.
Salvation is a privilege, reserved for a select few.
Okay.
The people who died in the past are going to be erased forever, like they never existed. The trouble is, though, the souls
So
of the
that
dead are
begs
bound
also
to
the
memories of the
question.
living. Because
Does
we remember
Rigdea,
them,
you
they
know,
can
discount
survive in the
Aragorn,
chaos. We're
Snow's
custodians,
friends,
and our job is to keep
you know,
flame
the
of
Nora
memory
team?
burning.
No, sorry, Teo. They died.
Hold on, that's what I mean. Noel's, Hope's mother and father will be erased because technically they're nowhere to be found and we cannot save their souls.
Ugh.
Like, I don't care about Rigdea, he was just a random nobody. But considering how supposedly the
Yes, but Lumina, we already know this.
Care so much about the Nora team and Hope's parents, this is just a last-minute slip-up that makes things for the dark.
Not just that, Teo. What pays attention to Lumina's behavior right now is Lightning is about to go straight to the church.
When it preaches purification, that's what the order really means.
But why would they wipe out the past?
Yeah, why?
To get rid of all the sadness and uncertainty.
But don't you know, we need sadness and uncertainty for life to really be life.
Have you not seen Inside
Exactly.
Out?
Exactly.
And you know what?
We need
That's
sadness.
what God wants to.
Does Vanille know all this?
Not all of it.
No, she's too
God has kept
stupid.
her in the dark.
Yeah, I
As far
guess.
as she knows, she's just releasing the dead from their suffering.
Which I guess
She doesn't
technically
realize
she
that when she does
is. I
not only
mean,
will the
yeah,
dead
people won't remember that
disappear,
they exist, but
so will our
isn't that
memories of
technically
them.
releasing the dead from their
Just keep
suffering?
me in your thoughts. Remember me.
Like, I'm sorry,
We'll
but
see each
where
other
exactly
again.
is there supposed to be the
No
falsity
matter
here?
what happens to me.
Unless
I don't know,
supposedly,
Jova.
unless
Even if I
supposedly no
vanish
longer
from this
existing
world.
somehow hurts, like it does in Family Guy.
Promise me.
Sorry, Jova, but the game is not
Promise you'll
clever
remember me.
enough for conflicting dilemmas.
If this ritual happens as the Order wants, my memories of Sarah will disappear. And when that happens,
So
I'll lose
basically,
any hope I
you're
had
not
of
really
bringing her
doing it
back.
for Sarah, you're doing it for yourself.
So
Brilliant.
so that's where
She'll be
Lightning
gone
gets a sense
forever.
of dilemma because it will affect her.
That's
Then there's
that's
only
Oh,
one
here we
thing
go.
to
Hold
do.
on.
I have to get into
Check
the
this out.
cathedral and stop that ritual.
Why do you suddenly care?
What are you doing?
Don't go!
I have to. I'm out of time.
Don't take everyone with you!
Wait, what?
Is this supposed
What?
to be foreshadowing something?
No, that's the thing, Jova.
Don't
Go
leave
on.
me all alone!
Don't leave me all alone. Yeah, that doesn't. I have no idea what the hell was that reaction about. Literally, because it doesn't foreshadow anything. It doesn't have anything to do with anything. The next time we see Lumina, she's just fine.
Is it supposed to just create a
Seriously,
parent drama or
seriously. It's like, well, that last scene with Lumina, it looked like she faded into nothingness there for a bit.
My guess is Shiroi. Toriyama is clinging to, like, practically begging you, please find Lumina interesting and ominous and shit. So he has her cry, and the whole point of that is to get us, asking questions to us. Oh my God, what could it be? What could be this amazing, this interesting thing about Lumina that they're foreshadowing here? And later on, when it doesn't lead into anything, the game just expects you to forget about it. I guess.
Well, maybe the dialogue would have
No,
explained
the
it.
dialogue doesn't say anything. Sorry, Taylor.
I'm out of here.
Hey, Taylor, check your sources. Maybe it was told in the Japanese exclusive novel.
Oh, maybe again, like I said, it would have been told in the dialogue, but let me just check.
Don't be a fool. You try to fight me?
All right, everybody in the audience, stay tuned. The answer will come.
To be fair, this actually makes sense for the guards to not give a shit because they're about to die anyway, so...
Yeah. Well, yeah, sure. I don't have a problem with the guards here. My problem, of course, is
Oh boy, the
that
fanatics.
whole behavior of Lumina is just so what?
Well,
I mean, up until this point, Lumina is just, being drifted. She doesn't give a shit about anything. And all of a sudden you care about something?
well, if my
Where did this come
theory
from?
about Lumina is correct, I guess that might be foreshadowing.
Yeah, but that's the thing, Jova. The big plot twist of Lumina's identity doesn't really have anything to do with what she said earlier. Not really. So I have no idea what was the point of that.
It depends. We'll wait and see.
All of the vote. So, Taylor, any news?
Give me a second, please.
Sorry.
Take some time. Like how long this haul goes.
What a 50, just like old
Like,
time.
okay. I mean,
It's
go.
a never-ending hallway.
Look, I have nothing wrong with long hallways if they at least have some interesting stuff going on in them. Like Toxic Waste and Crash Bandicoot. That's essentially a long hallway, but there's a lot of interesting going on there.
Well, Crash Bandicoot is a platformer. It's a linear platformer.
Oh, by the
It's
way,
a-
this is the second monster that they use for the collaboration with Final Fantasy XIV, the Chimera.
You're the
Yeah.
servant of God.
But Crash Bandicoot is a
Aren't you supposed to
traditional
be on the order
platformer.
side?
It's supposed to be linear. It's part of the genre's nature.
I mean,
Um,
even other
this
RPGs
is supposed to be a
like,
JRPG.
I mean, even other RPGs like Final Fantasy VII have had their equivalent of
But the
narrow
ritual
hallways,
is
but again,
God's
those
plan,
have
right?
had stuff
You're
going
going
on
to
in
defy
them.
him as well?
Yeah, maybe I am.
Besides, Pedro, remember,
That's
this
a hell of
game
an
in
admission.
13.2 also has
Do you care?
platforming.
God brought
Yeah,
you back to
platforming
save
with
us. Show them the way to the new world.
at least when Ni no Kuni 2 does platforming, the controls are actually made with platforming in mind. But oh,
Lightning. I know why you're going to betray God.
Teams Fedora.
oh really? And why is that? So I
Think you can
guess.
save Sarah.
Oh, okay. Well, it's a good thing Noel is helping us, I guess. Alright.
Oh, alright. The closest thing I could find is basically what we know. Basically, when Lightning decided to storm the cathedral to stop the ritual, Lumina pleads her to stop saving everyone, begging Lightning not to leave her alone.
Okay, well we know that already,
Hold on,
but
let him finish.
Hold on. Basically, from what I can understand, it's because Lumina thinks, kind of thinks like what the rest of the cathedral has the mindset of what the rest of the cathedral is. The fact that the excessive souls, if not cleansed through the Soulsong, could temper God's rebranding the world. Thus, when she says "don't save everybody," means that she doesn't need to have that. Basically, what essentially something yanks down the future of the souls, I guess.
Oh.
so why
Okay.
couldn't the game explain that?
I have to make it.
I have no idea.
Let me guess. That'll be revealed at the endgame plot.
No, no, it won't, Jova. Like I've told you,
But, like,
in
also
game.
keep in mind,
Speaking in game without using wikis, like it just doesn't lead into anything. But go ahead, yeah.
Also, keep in mind that knowing what Lumina really is, to me, it kind of makes a bit of sense because their true nature actually means that she would act this unrational and more impulsive.
Beat me to the party.
But I need to explain it better in context when her true identity will be revealed.
Indeed.
Whatever. Moving on.
So,
I still
Maze.
think it. I still think it comes across as nothing but pointless conflict.
Well, it is, but at least has a meaning to it.
It's a stupid
Yeah.
meaning, but
Dead
there
over
is
some
reason to
already.
it.
The chanting is getting louder. I must be getting
What
close.
chanting?
I hope you're getting close.
This is the most boring final dungeon ever.
I can
This
see
is the
that.
final dungeon?
Yes.
The
Pretty much,
culmination of the
after-
entire
after
trilogy.
these-
Okay,
I-
technically there is that
Oh,
optional
bang.
thing where you...
Thank,
Okay, technically there is that one final optional four halls where you can have to do to get the most game. But again, it's optional. Like the actual
talking
proper
about
in-story main campaign final dungeon is this.
Also,
Yeah.
This is
can you just just go past the beast or whatever?
no, you have to kill. You have to help them.
Okay.
The door right in front of us is closed
Oh
anyway.
wait! Oh, I get it. So now basically everyone's gonna help Lightning out. So
Yeah.
that means this character's
She
fine.
doesn't deserve it, so...
Sorry, Jova. If you're expecting all our old party members to come in and help, no, only Fang. Sorry.
Well, and
it happened
Noel.
with-
Yeah, from what? Sorry. Oh.
But
Oh, okay, hold on. Discord
Go on.
Discord seemed to have gone both crap for some reason.
no, actually, I can hear you fine.
Yeah, I heard you
Okay.
just sign there.
Okay, I couldn't hear you guys for a second there. Oh well.
No, but basically, well, to be fair, no, I'm not sure it counts as a old party member, but it had a relevance previous game, I guess. So
I think the problem with this is like, well, it seems to suggest like, well, that everyone's gonna come and help you, Uncle. Since first we
This
had Noel and now
ceremony
we
that
have
Vanille wants to
Fang.
carry out. How much do you know about it?
Just what I told you before. It's supposed to bring all the souls of the dead into one place, and then make them all disappear.
How does anyone know this without testing it?
The Order says it's the only way to end their suffering.
they
Yeah,
they
that's-
did. Actually, no, it was
It's
described
going to
into the
kill her.
ruins, the one where the artifact
Yeah.
was placed.
And
Who
there's
wrote
something
Yeah.
else.
those ruins?
They haven't told her what she's really
The
capable
gods, I
of.
guess.
She has the power to
500
guide
years have
those
passed.
souls
They
to the
pretty
new
much
world.
implied someone did.
If she guides them,
Someone was bored, decided to
They can
write
be
that in,
reborn.
and the gods thought, yeah, this mythology
What the
works. Sure,
hell
let's
is the
stick
Order
with this.
doing? Those souls don't have to be destroyed. And Vanille doesn't have to be sacrificed to do it.
The Soulsong was never about bringing peace to the dead.
Yeah, we already
It
established
was
this.
about making things easier for the survivors.
Yes.
If they succeed in destroying all those souls, then the living would forget they ever existed.
We
But
already
the living would
established.
actually
Cut them
live.
away like a tumor.
Keep in
But we
mind.
didn't recap
Free
because
from
it's
the
the
dead
end.
weight of the people
Oh my
we
god, I
used to
just
love.
realized this. The
Okay.
concept of
That
the
was their plan
living
from the
forgetting
beginning.
about the souls that
bastards
get
want to pretend
destroyed
their sins never
is
happened,
actually from
so they
Type
can breathe
0.
easier.
Okay,
Oh.
look.
I mean,
Just for
remember,
that,
they shared the
they're willing to
mythology
kill
because of
Vanille.
Pablo Nova
In the
Crystallis,
name
but
of a lie.
I forgot that they also had that mechanic.
Okay, this plot is very conflicting. I mean, okay, I get it. It sucks that people will forget the dead ever lived and whatnot, but I'm sorry though. I mean, well, okay. In this case, though, you risk very much the dead swimming around, but then that's screwing up the new world that Bunavelza is making.
But Jova, every life matters.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I get that there's something messed up with forgetting
Dead
those dead
people's
ones.
lives matter.
I mean, but that's the thing. They're dead. They don't even really have lives. And hey. Okay, from what we know, they are still suffering, apparently.
Those lights.
The souls of the dead is
They're
people.
here because of Vanille.
Yeah.
I mean, look.
What if
I mean, look.
dead people were people?
Okay, look. If the story wrote itself, like, well, the cat.
Sorry, Shinro, it doesn't have the punch that the robot one does. Sorry. Go ahead.
Go
Go
ahead,
Okay,
John.
look. If the plot was that, the dead people were, going to be cast into eternal torment, just so that living people could live, I would get that, I mean, people doomed to an eternal, terrible afterlife. That I would get. But with this, it's just people will forget
Oh
them,
yeah,
and
very
they
good,
won't
very good.
exist.
Out of nowhere, this high priestess figure.
That is a terrible outfit.
I don't
Whoever
even know
designed that needs to be
I don't
fired.
even know. I don't even know if she showed up before, but basically out of nowhere, she's extremely antagonistic, and when Vanille ultimately decides to pull out, she goes apeshit and tries to have the Soulsong be done nonetheless.
Not just
Out
that,
of
she has a
nowhere.
jetpack on her back, and look at that mask. That mask is so stupid.
Vanille, this ritual is going to destroy
I've
going,
seen
Jova.
worse masks, but yeah, still bad.
As if they never existed.
Keep going, Jova.
Again,
She's
the
telling the
big
truth.
dilemma is that if
No
we
one
get
will
rid
know
of
they
the
ever
dead,
lived.
let me remind you, for the
order
sake
has
of the
been
new
lying to you
world,
from the beginning.
we'll just forget that they ever existed. Like,
The Soulsong is
okay,
supposed
yes,
to
they
help
won't
them.
exist,
If they end up
but
being
again, though, I
forgotten, they
mean,
won't be saved.
maybe this might be one of those
God
cases
has
where the
spoken
ends
to us
justify
and
the
told
means
us
that the
his
people who
wishes.
actually
It
live
demands
get to
pure
live.
souls
I
with
mean,
hearts of light.
what's even really the
Those who could
point?
not survive the long centuries are not part of God's great plan.
Not just that, also Jova.
minds must be
Now,
unclouded,
considering
all
all the
free of God is
the talking
wise
that
and
these
mighty.
people
We
have
shall be
about
born in the
God
new
and
world.
everything,
Our shackles
the way
cast
this
off,
game tries
blessed
to
in the
portray
purity of
religion in
his
general is
light.
very juvenile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vanille.
Like, I get
Compared to
That's
the
what
other
they
Final
really
Fantasy
want.
games, this is
Salvation for
definitely
themselves.
the worst that tackles
Oblivion
this
for the
subject.
rest.
I mean, it's not even a
Vanille,
good social
if you go
critique
through
on
with this,
religion.
your
I mean,
sacrifice
like,
No,
it's
no,
juvenile.
it has been done 1,000 times and even
I don't
1,000
care what
times
happens
better.
to me. It doesn't matter. I just want a chance to make up for what I did.
I mean,
So
I
many
hate
people
to say
died
it,
because
but
of me.
Vanille may have a
I
point
can
here,
hear
Miko.
them
Okay,
even
sure,
now.
she'll die,
They
but
cry
again,
out
if she
all
does
the
this, this
time.
will, okay, as far
They
as we
grieve
know,
and
but as far as
sorrow.
we know,
I feel
this
it
will
all.
guarantee, that
Damn it,
people who are
Vanille,
actually
you were
living
responsible.
get to live.
Vanille.
So,
I
again,
get it. You
I
want
get that
to
it
for
sucks that they'll
something.
forget, but
You
this
think
isn't
this
like Kingdom
Soulsong
Hearts
is
where the
your
memories,
chance.
were that
And if you
important to
purify the
begin
dead and
with.
die with them,
Like-
you
To be
make
fair, though,
everything
Jova,
wonderful.
remember in Kingdom Hearts barely
But
anyone
listen,
dies anyway.
Not to
So.
me.
The
Listen
point
to
being
the
is like,
dead.
Miko, see, in a game like Chain
Yes,
of
their
Memories,
pain
the
is
memories
real.
actually held a heavier
But
weight,
do
so
they
it really
want your
did
sacrifice?
hit
True.
home when the memories were lost. Here, though,
Not just that. In okay, go ahead.
Here, though, essentially, as long as you're alive and living, you'll still remember people who are still alive with you. You'll just forget, which kind of raises a point then. Would that mean that Saz would forget whoever Dodge's mother is, and Dodge would forget his mother and just think that
Oh my
he never
god,
had a
you're
mother?
actually right.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I mean, really. You're telling me that everyone will just forget like that? So what? Is Dodge gonna think that Saz somehow had him asexually? Like, well, I mean, really, it doesn't really make that much sense.
No, it doesn't. I
All it
mean,
would take
Regiment
is for-
Memory. The plot of Regiment Memories was simple enough, and because again, it was not so much a matter of what the memories mean, like this one is. It was just a matter of the organization manipulating Sora's memories, so they could, turn them into their puppet. It was just a simple plan That's it. Let's control Sora by manipulating his memories to make him think that things that never happened are real, and that's it. It's a simple enough plot to understand, and it goes through with that. This one overcomplicates itself so much with such attempts at stupid meanings. Oh, but did you see? If you forget, they want to forget so that they don't feel the regret of whatever.
I mean, really. When you get down to it, the only reason we should even be concerned is, oh no, Lightning will forget Sarah. Like, literally, here's the problem. We have not gotten to know the NPCs well in this world, so, and look, as far as we know, everyone from the original cast is pretty much, quote-unquote, alive in this world. So essentially, at worst, they would forget Sarah, who we don't even know if she's truly dead or not. Like, but oh no, Lightning may forget Sarah. Like, weren't you trying to save Sarah? Like, didn't Bunavelza promise he returned Sarah to you?
So, did you listen to
I don't
the dead?
think anyone knows what's going on.
No.
Not
They
even
spoke of
Toriyama.
sadness and regret, but also hope.
Why?
Hope is overrated
They're
anyway.
begging for their suffering to end.
So they want for her to do it then.
But no matter how much pain they feel, none of them asked to be destroyed.
Can you do another take, sweetie? That was a terrible delivery.
Being
So let me
amongst
get
them
this
is like
straight.
drowning in
They
tears.
want to be put
But
out of their
there's hope there
misery,
too.
but apparently that does
They
not
want a
warrant
new
destroying
future.
them.
They want
Something
to
doesn't
live
add up
again.
here.
Nope.
The sound of true
At all.
despair is
Again,
silence.
you're trying to sound smart, but you're
that's
just
when
coming
people stop
across as
raging
convoluted and
against their fate.
nonsensical.
I mean, Chain of Memories is a
But
pretty
the
dumb
dead,
plot, but
they're
even
still
that
crying
does
out against
not
it.
have lines as stupid.
It's because they haven't given in. They still have hope. And I didn't listen.
But no one likes hope.
Instead, I was gonna perform the Soulsong and destroy them forever.
Because they were asking to have their suffering ended. Like,
It would have
what
been a
else
hell of a
does end our
mistake.
suffering possibly mean?
But there's still time to make it up to them.
I mean, granted, I'm
There
guessing
is
that
a
this
better
game is
way,
going to pull out
Vanille.
some mumbo-jumbo
You can
stuff that
lead them
somehow
to
allows the
safety.
dead to go on without
Show them the
suffering,
way up
but
into the Ark.
again,
Once they're there,
here's
they
the
will
art
be
of reading
reborn
between the
into new
lines.
world.
All it would take is just one line of
You
clarification.
think I can do that?
Wait, so now Vanille can
What?
send the
I told you
spirits
you
into
can.
the Ark? When was that
It would be
established?
dangerous.
And if she can do that, then why was
Why
the
didn't she
Soulsong...
do
You and me both.
not just that? Now,
We'll
that
do it
technically, Pedro, remember, the entire reason why she wanted to do the soul song in the first place
I
because
won't do the
she
soul
wanted
song.
the
I'll
souls
try to guide them
there
instead.
trapped to
All
be
the
gone.
souls
So sending
will
them
be
to the Ark
reborn
would
in
have
a new
been
world.
detrimental to
You
both
can
God's
have
plan and
The
what she wanted to
Soulsong
do.
is the will
And here
of
we
God.
go.
Who are you to defy him? He commands you to finish it!
Not just that, Vanille has been reduced right now to a damsel in distress, harmless damsel in distress. She doesn't use anymore her weird racket thing. So, and now she's completely vulnerable in the hands of some, like a Saturday morning cartoon villain.
Not that she ever was much more than that in the original game anyway.
But at least
least
she
she
fought.
fought.
At the very least, the bare
Hell,
minimum.
hell,
The
hell.
scrap.
How,
Not even that.
Hell, she and Fang fused to keep Cocoon from dying by the end of the first 13 game. Like, seriously,
Yes.
she is a half
It's
of
here.
the being that saved the world, essentially, to them in the first game, and now she's reduced to this?
Yeah, actually, that's the thing. Now I'm just now realizing Fang and Vanilla are bad Steven Universe characters.
Oh.
I mean, think about it. They're two supposed, I guess. I mean, they can never outright confirms it, but at this point they might as well be.
Oh, hey, Snow.
Both of them seem to be in a relationship. They fuse and become a powerful monster and
he
stuff.
destroys the High Priestess out of nowhere.
Am I late?
Nice entrance, hero.
So we
I
could
don't
have.
think you were ever told
So you're
how
telling
we
me
could
we-
destroy her, though. That's the thing.
So you're telling me we
Look at
could
the
have just
souls.
entered into the ceiling instead of barging our way through?
Yeah.
But
just-
barging your way
You know
through
what?
is,
Time we paid
you
on
know,
this one, and
what
now I
you're
just
supposed-
want the game to be over.
We'll still be together.
So, sacrifice, I guess.
What is she doing? That's not even that gesture you used to do in the first game. Toriyama, can't you even get your stupid quirks right?
No, he showed pretty clearly both in 13.2 and now that he cannot keep his continuity straight.
The world is about to disappear
Like,
forever.
seriously. You'd think it would be just a matter of reusing the animation from the first game, but I guess not.
Find the Ark.
Wait,
Ark.
you mean that flying ship from Children of Chase Lost Voices?
My soul
That movie was still better than this.
Let the flames of my atonement be your guide. The light will answer your prayers.
living and dead, all of humanity, come together now. Look up to the sky.
Jesus, really? What
And
the hell
discover a new
happened with that
world.
voice actress here?
My guess, Joe,
She just wanted to go home. It's like
Not-
those actors inspired
don't,
anything
don't, don't, for-
Spider-Man
don't forget, Teo. This trilogy destroyed her career. She hasn't had any more roles.
Really?
do. Yeah, I remember,
Oh,
Jova.
dang.
Her resume is empty at this point.
Let me just double check real quick. Might as well.
Thank
Georgia
you,
Van
Lightning.
Kurenberg.
Well, okay, at least we got their souls to take with us, so they'll be fine in the new world.
Yeah.
So why is this sad when we know that they'll be brought back?
This is it.
More like somber, I think.
Oh, never
Fair
mind.
enough.
Never mind. Apparently,
Bells.
okay. Basically, this game came out in 2013.
Yes.
Actually, 2014 in the West, more like.
Hi,
She
you
did-
all.
She did Star Wars: The Old Republic, Shadow of Revan.
Yes?
She was
Oh,
in,
one of the expansions
Remember?
of that.
yeah, and she was Grace in
Oh
a movie
my
called
God.
Interwoven.
So Sarah was inside Lumen all this time.
Remember,
Yeah, she kept Sarah's heart.
So is that why she looked like,
Yes.
Oh my God, so it's
Toriyama
literally Kingdom...
pulling.
when you were
Yeah, it's
out,
Toriyama
this is
pulling
the
the nobody's logic.
That...
She wasn't there anymore. She survived with you. All the time you were in the crystal. But then Benevelza cut her
Okay,
out.
here's the
She
basic
was
gist of it.
helpless.
Georgia,
Without
after
you,
those games she did in
connected to the
2014,
chaos.
2 years later she did a role in a movie that nobody ever heard about.
Wait a minute.
You kept her safe.
We're just particles of dust, brushed from the palm of a god. We didn't care what
These
happened.
metaphors are so
I
pretentious.
think my theory about Lumina is looking to be true.
Sure,
Who are you?
whatever.
Really?
I'm you,
Someone who never
aren't
should
I?
have existed.
I'm you, but
I would
stronger.
like more than a vessel.
I am
I'm you
Val.
from the past.
And now
I'm a
done my
better
part.
version of you.
My time is over.
Not really.
So, what does Yule have to do with all this?
My guess is
Remember,
Lumen and you are also
You will-
lesbians. I don't
You will
know.
be multiplied by infinity in the essence
Oh, hi,
of
Sarah.
chaos. Remember, Jova, you will be multiplied by infinity. It implies a
Oh,
some
that's
kind of
right,
omniscience.
that's right, I forgot. Sarah's also apparently a UL. And
Yeah.
now Fang and Vanille have recovered.
Sure, why not?
You fainted just a bit.
But yeah, basically after voicing this game and Star Wars in the same year, she had nothing for 2 years. She was in this movie called Interwoven that I've never heard of. And after that, 2 more years of nothing, and then she was in this short called Everyone in VR, where she was the narrator. I have no idea what the hell this
Oh,
is.
there you go, another twist. Hope it turns out the open we saw in the entire game was just Universe in disguise.
Dun,
Why?
dun, dun.
Not just that, this god has a very strange behavior.
You
like,
are
very
a
strange
very-
tastes.
You are a very stupid god, you know that?
So let me
It's
get this
Fedora.
straight.
Velza,
He's been
you took
just
everyone.
helping
Are
us
they
from the
hostages to keep
sidelines.
me in line? I
Why?
don't
And
care
what was
if your
with the
god
whole
himself-
host disappearing?
Because
Uh,
that looks like a
I
homing
swear
shot,
to
Jova.
God works in mysterious ways.
No.
I'm tired of that excuse.
Okay.
But anyway,
So-
yeah, Universe showed up, pretty much went to troll mode, and kidnapped Fang, Sarah, Fang, Sarah, Vanille, and Snow, basically. So now it's personal. Ta-dum, tum, ta-dum.
Okay, so now you have oh okay, cutscene. Oh my
Oh
god,
my
why
God,
do you
shut
insist on following me everywhere I go?
I'm always here for you, Kupo.
Don't you have anywhere else to be? Don't you have any life outside of mine?
Lies ahead, Kupo.
But Pedro,
The
don't you
divine
know?
statue
I'll
will lead you
be
where you want
there
to go.
for
To the place
you.
where God
Because
is
they're
waiting, Kupo.
friends.
Ugh.
Buenavelza is beyond those doors?
How convenient.
Sure is, Kupo. He's working to create his very own new universe, Kupo.
Oh, so now it's a new universe. It's no longer a new world, it's a new universe.
It's like
Is there
Azura's
a
wrath.
difference? In this case, anyway.
Well, supposedly it was supposed to be a new planet, not a whole entire universe.
So, in the context of things, why is this a bad thing now?
Because the being a new universe instead of just a new world, I guess because it also like cancels out the world where Type 0 takes place.
So you're telling me one god is powerful enough to just do this when he's bored?
Well, remember, Joe, if we're going after the Yehovah, traditional figure, I guess it makes sense for him to be able to rebuild the universe anew. At least the potential of that.
Alright, here's the basic gist of it. You can go straight to the final boss, or you can take this extra altars. What are these things? Basically, not only will you'll have to fight some tough monsters, however, if you go through, you'll get some of the better spells in the game, and if you can do all 4 of them, you'll be able to get the best shield and the best sword in the game.
You have to be prepared.
So basically, if you want to get the best equipment in the game, you have to go to the last day. You cannot safeguard the best equipment in the game for other stuff. And no, the best equipment does not carry over into New Game Plus, which is bullshit. The whole point of New Game Plus is to bring all of the stuff you got into a new playthrough. But whatever. Yeah.
At least the music sounds epic enough.
I forgot, Pedro. Does the Mask of a Fierce Deity carry over to New Game Plus?
Yes, it does.
Although you can use it only for boss fights, but
the masks, the masks always carry over too.
Sure,
Okay. The only thing that doesn't carry over is ammo. Really. Pretty much everything else gets carried. But you can deposit that in the bank anyway.
Yeah, that's what I just mentioned.
Because apparently that bank defies space and time somehow.
Well, again, like I said, at least this final theme sounds epic enough. About time.
It was in the first game, Joe.
Again, it goes back to what I keep saying. The best thing about this game is the soundtrack.
And half of it is recycled anyway, so...
Not really, too, actually. There are some returning tracks,
This music was in the first game, actually.
Well, yeah, this one is. But there's plenty of new material in this game. Most of the soundtrack is new material. There are some returning tracks, but most of it is new material. I love the ending theme. For as terrible as the ending is, the music that plays during it is absolutely gorgeous. And one of my favorite pieces in the entire series. Again, it wasn't until this game that I actually started liking Masashi Amazu. He also did a great soundtrack for World of Final Fantasy. But no, before this game, I never cared about any of his scores. But anyway, yeah, here's the basic gist of it, guys. After 2014, Georgia Van Cuylenburg only had one role in one movie in 2016 that nobody ever heard about, and a short that nobody heard about. And that's it. So, for all intents and purposes, this game destroyed her career, basically.
That's sad.
You can okay. Basically, Shiroi, aside from erasing the timeline of the first 2 games, we can also erase the timeline of Georgia Van Cuylenburg's career, because after this game, it ceased to exist. There you go. Sorry, Teo. That's one more timeline that goes down the shitter.
Sure, why not? At this point,
Alright, so basically just overclock the shit out of this monster, basically.
Again, another one of the Cyclops part is one of that collaboration most of the day. And which is weird. The monsters in 14 usually have a way different design, so I don't know why they decided to do that this game.
This particular Cyclops is a fucking bitch. So again, I recommend spamming the hell out of Overclock. Don't use Army of One, because Army of One
is only
Army
useful... of One! Wasn't that awesome in the first Virtue game?
Yes.
More like mandatory, but yeah.
Well, I mean,
Army
to be
of
fair,
One,
you could
however,
get through
is-
without it, but it was pretty much, you know, like, well, why would you want to do the game without her unless you really care that much?
Because she's no one's slave.
Army of One in this game is only useful when there's a lot of enemies on screen, and even then it's a bit hesitant because it uses all of your schematas, all 3 of them, meaning you can potentially fight them with an element that's not at all, recommended. They might even absorb damage. So usually I don't recommend using Army of One at all. Just to spam, especially because using Army of One uses up all of your overclock anyway. It's actually it's kind of like how in Shadow the Hedgehog, how it's much more effective to use the infinite ammo stuff rather than actually using Chaos Blast because you'll end up doing more damage in the long run if you do that. Even Johnny put it out in his review of it. It's kind of the same thing here. Don't bother with Army of One. Just take advantage of your infinite MP that you get from overclock.
On the one hand, I guess it's a sign that they balanced out Army One so that it's not broken like it was in the first routine game. On the other hand, though, it's always kind of sad whenever a potentially great ability is kind of rendered moot because, well, stuff like that.
Basically, I skipped over the other altars because who the fuck cares?
Although granted,
It's basically the same dungeon repeated 4 times.
Although granted, it does sound like Army 1, I guess, is still useful when you're going up against multiple enemies.
Yes, Army of One is useful, but even then, Jova, it can be a bit dodgy because of type matchups, like I just mentioned. Anyway, yeah, this is what happens. Remember that sword that got broken at the beginning of the game? That was the Ultima weapon. Yes, this is this game's Ultima weapon. There you go.
They even call it the Ultima weapon.
They
No,
do.
it's called the... Wait, is it?
It is.
There's
Ultima
nothing
sword and
basically just
Ultima
like-
weapon and Ultima shield.
So basically, in this case, Ultima Weapon is just Lightning's usual red sword, but
Not
now
just,
with lightning coursing
the,
through it.
the crimson blaze, I think it's called here. Let me check.
Yes, the Crimson Blitz is actually the Ultima weapon broken in half.
That's lame.
Including you, Sarah.
So basically, the Ultima
And like I
Weapon...
said, these 2 things, the Ultima shield and the Ultima weapon, do not carry over into New Game Plus for some reason.
It's almost over.
And like I said, essentially all they are is just, you know, Lightning's first weapons, but with a nice picture graphic all over them.
Yeah.
It is, however, worth getting it because having the Ultima sword basically renders the final boss a complete joke if your stats are high enough. So there's that.
And I guess you just simply had to move to the side like you did just there, so it's not even that
However,
much a problem to get.
make sure to have a very specific strategy when you get to phase 4 of that boss, otherwise you'll lose. But in due time.
We'll
so
see
see you for the finale, everybody.
Yeah.